This is an overview of how to complete Access Project 6 from the textbook for COMT 12,000. The first part of Project 6, we need to create two new tables. And I'm on page AC 334, and the first part we need to do is under the Create tab, we're going to create a table using Table Design. And this lets us put our field names in and our data types for the field. So I'm using table 6-1A on page 334, and I'm going to enter the field names. And the data type for that is short text. We'll do something with that in just a moment. Seminar description. Be extra careful that you spell these correctly. We'll see why in a moment if a problem occurs. Hours will be a number, and increments will also be a number. Now, for each of these four fields and the respective data types, I'm going to go back to seminar code for a second. Seminar code also has us change the field size. This can be done at the bottom from 255 to 3, because we know, just because if we're looking at the table below, table 6.1b, the seminar code is only 3 characters. The same seminar description can be set at 50 characters. And that will, by doing that, it drastically reduces the potential for the size of the database. The hours and the number, we can actually change that to be an integer, which would be a similar idea. It will shorten the, or reduce the size of the file. And I'm going to do the same thing for increments. So I have the 4 field names and their data types. I'm going to close this, and this table will be called seminar. Oh, I did not define a primary key. Yes, let me define it now. If you need to go back, I didn't define the primary key, so I'm going to open back up. It actually, if you don't define one, it'll create one for you. And I actually want to delete, I'm going to make seminar code the primary key. And then I'm going to delete the ID. Okay. Should have done that, but now I've fixed that. I'm going to create a new table doing the same ideas. This will be the seminar offering tables on page 335. Field names are customer number. It's short text, seminar code. Also short text, total hours. It is a number. And hours spent. Make sure you spell that correctly, because if you just leave off the S and have hour spent, it will cause a problem when we do our next step, which is a common thing that does happen. So I have these 4 fields, the respective types on. Let me go back through. I'm going to set customer number to 5, seminar code to 3, and these other 2 to be integers. Down here at the bottom, make it an integer. Okay, as far as primary key goes, if you notice it says that 2 of these are the primary key. So if I set one as the primary key and here and try to set the other one as the primary key, it's going to jump around. So I'm going to, in this case, set neither one to the primary key and see what it does. I'm going to give it a name of seminar offerings. It's going to say, do you want to create a primary key? I'm going to hit no. All right, now if I open these tables up, notice I have the fields that I put in my design view, but there's no data. Now what you could do, and I'm going to discourage you from doing this, is in table 6.1b and 6.2b is the data that will go in these tables. But I'm going to show you an easier way to do this, possibly easier, is we're going to use an idea called external data. And this will pull items from our data files. Make sure you realize we're in chapter 6. So I'm in my data files under chapter 6. And here's what we will do. Under external data, I'm going to go under, let me look at the data files for a second just to talk about this. There's a file called seminar.txt, which has data for the seminar table, and there's one called seminarofferings.csv, which is a comma separated Excel file, but it's still technically, we'll put that in the classification as a text file. We're going to pull those in and connect those to the tables. Pretty neat way to do this. Under external data, I'm going to click on text, and I'm going to go to the seminar. We'll do the seminar first. I'm going to append a copy of the records to the seminar table. Hit OK. On this step, just go to next. On this one, make sure you check the box that says first row contains field names. Go next, and it should say import to table. And if there's any luck, it'll work. Now what I always like to do is open up the seminar table and compare and say, hey, look, data looks the same as 6.1b, so that's good. That one worked. Keep our fingers crossed and see if the other one works. Go to text file. This time we're going to do the seminar offerings. We'll append that to seminar offerings. Hit OK. Skip this step or go to next. Contains the first row. Go next. Make sure it says seminar offerings. And that one opened. Now one problem that may occur, a couple problems may occur, is if your primary key is set incorrectly, it may cause a problem. If you misspell a field name, that can cause a problem. What I would do for that case is go back to your design view, double check to make sure that all these are correct. Those are the common problems that could occur with those. One other item we're going to do before we close out this section is I'm going to look on page AC 38, and we're going to talk about the relationships between these tables. And this is actually quite interesting. Is if you go under create, under database tools, there's a relationship. And this will actually allow you to see the connection between the tables. You may not realize, but some tables have the same fields. Like, for example, book rep and customer both have the book rep field, and they can be connected that way. Something you can do, and we're going to do, is we're going to add a couple other tables here. I'm going to click on the Show Table button, and I'm going to add our tuning tables, Seminar and Seminar Offerings. And what we can do here, and I want to make this look like figure 6-6. For the seminar table, actually you can move these around if need be. Let's move ours to make it look like figure 6-6. Between customer number and these two tables, you can create a relationship. And what you may want to do is right click on that and edit it. Make sure you enforce, and that will create that type of connection. Same thing, we're going to do seminar code. All I'm doing is dragging it from one to the next. It's enforce and create. And in essence, what this does, you can drag these around and do all sorts of goofy things with it. But this just shows the connection between the four tables. Sometimes, if you have a very complex, they can connect between one table and the next table and the next table is like a spider web looking connection. But in this case, we want ours to look like figure 6-6.